I am Prabal.
And I am Aishwarya.
Welcome to 8 Minutes of Change.
In the following 6 minutes, we are going to talk about global hunger and how to achieve zero hunger. Well, first and foremost, what do you think is the cause of starvation of more than 500 million people?
Well, if you talk about the causes, there may be many. And if I list out some main ones, they include bad weather, disease like the COVID situation we have right now, climate change, which doesn't allow crops to grow as efficiently as they did before, pests, falling prices for crops, rising prices of food. Now, rising prices of food remind me of the supply demand issue. Take the example of Canada. They consume about 3 billion bananas a year.
3 billion, whoa!
Yes. And where do you think all these bananas come from? Well, Canada cannot produce it, so they import them from Brazil. Now, if you look closely here, Brazil is being stripped off of their natural resources because the wholesalers would earn more by exporting it compared to selling the food locally, which leads to more hunger problems in Brazil.
Just like the Kisan problem in India.
Yes, just like the Kisan problem in India. Well, if you think about it, all this export money doesn't go to the farmers and the local people in Brazil. It goes to those who are already in power, those who misuse it. Low wages and unemployment is also a big issue in world hunger. Aishwarya, what do you mean when you say you're going to achieve zero hunger?
Where achieving zero hunger means reshaping food systems. The focus of the 2020 GHI findings is on how to make our food system more resilient to shock and protect the most vulnerable. Well, they want to use a combined approach to health and nutrition security. In other terms, every day 25,000 people, including 10,000 children, would not die due to hunger and related causes.
Oh,
But how do you think we can actually achieve zero hunger?
actually achieving zero hunger? Well, this question arises more questions and many solutions. My first question would be: is money the solution to world hunger? Here, I would like to quote Mahatma Gandhi. He said, and I quote, "There is enough on this planet for everyone's needs, but not for everyone's greed." It is not an issue of charity, it's an issue of justice. Our investment in hunger charity goes to the cause in the first place. It goes to the people who are already in power. And if you ask me that is more or enough food the solution, well, I'd say no. To understand this, I need to quote a line from Amartya Sen's essay called Poverty and Famines. Famine occurs mostly because of inequalities built into mechanisms for distributing food, which means even if you had enough food for every hungry person on earth, it would still not curb the problem of world hunger. One third of it would still go waste. If we talk about solutions, first we need to understand the difference between helping and enabling. Hear me out, this is important. Helping is the act of doing things for people that they are not able to do for themselves. The act of doing things for people that they are not able to do for themselves. Enabling is the act of doing things for people that they can and should be doing for themselves. What we need to do here is help people, not enable them. Giving people food today will curb their hunger today or maybe even tomorrow. But that doesn't mean they'll be capable enough to earn food for themselves. What we need to actually do is educate them, to provide opportunities and give them jobs. They need to be self reliant and they need to be able to earn food for themselves. This doesn't only curb the problem of world hunger, it also helps out in fixing poverty.
Prabal, did you forget what they wrote in their Standard Development Goals website?
Oh, I suddenly remember. They wrote, If women farmers had the same access to resources as men, the number of hungry in the world could be reduced from 500 to 150 million. Gender equality is critical to the development and peace of every nation. Yes, gender equality can help out in curbing world hunger.
While 822 million people suffer from undernourishment, about a third of all food for human consumption is lost and wasted. India loses 40% of its produce because the wholesalers are not able to keep it cool enough. If we want to curb this global hunger, we need to reduce food wastage. We know climate change perpetuates global hunger, with more frequent and longer lasting periods of extreme temperatures, flood events, and dry spells. Climate smart agriculture (CSA), a broad term that encompasses a number of practices that allow farmers to adapt and become more pliant to a less predictable climate.
About 160 people have died while you were listening to this talk show. Even if every self sufficient human were to feed a hungry soul, this count would reduce to one or two.
Now it's our turn as the human society to do something about this.
We hope to see you with some more astonishing statistics and another change we need to bring in this world. See you in the next episode.